Hi there, it's Amy with My Learning Garden, and I am so excited. We finally have sun. After so many months of rain, and it being super cold, we are looking forward to really beautiful spring weather. It's going to be in the 60s, 70s. In fact, next week we're supposed to have a day that's in the 80s. So I got up bright and early. My husband and my friends are going on a motorcycle ride, but I had to pick my hobby, and today I have to plant my plants, and I'm so excited about it. If you have been following me, I have grown everything from seed indoor under indoor grow lights, moved them out to the greenhouse, and now it's time to put them in dirt. I'm so excited. So while everybody else is getting ready and geared up to go on an amazing motorcycle ride today, first one of the season with no rain, which is super fun, I have been shoveling dirt. Another yard of dirt. So the good news is I have not injured myself yet, which the day is young, but I think I am absolutely done with shoveling dirt. So I didn't want to bore you with watching me do that. That's not fun. I didn't enjoy it, but it's part of gardening. So I'm going to take you over to the greenhouse and show you what the plants look like. The tomatoes desperately need to be planted. They are so big. So I'm going to take you over to the greenhouse, show you that, and then I'm going to show you how to properly plant a tomato. I'm going to show you some of the things that I use as far as soil amendments and how I get my tomatoes to be huge. Last year I had tomatoes that were literally 7-8 feet tall, really prolific. So very excited to show you all of that. Okay, we are in the greenhouse, and as you can see, the tomatoes are doing absolutely fantastic. If we zoom in or get a little bit closer, when I transplanted these, I had transplanted them to about right here, and they have grown, some of them 2-3 inches tall. So I chose to do 4 pots or 4 cups or seedling pods of each variety. I don't think that I'm going to plant all of them today. I'm going to keep some of them in the greenhouse. We are past the frost date. However, this is my first time growing from seed under grow lights to the greenhouse and then planting them. So I don't want to risk planting all of them and then lose something and not have a backup, because my goal is to not buy any plants or veggies from the store this year. But they are doing amazing. And over here, I have a yellow squash that already has flowers. It is screaming to get into the ground. The roots are coming out of the bottom of the pots. So I'm going to be planting squash, cucumbers. We'll be doing several tomatoes. I think I'm going to keep my basil in the greenhouse. It seems to like it much warmer. Over in this tray, the peppers are finally doing good. Now that it's getting warmer, they're starting to get bigger. The basil is not looking really good, so I'm going to try to transplant those today and save those. The big boy tomatoes, they don't look like much of a big boy to me, so I'm going to transplant these and keep them in the greenhouse and see if I can't get them to snap out of what's going on. So that are... Okay, so I have my Cherokee Purple and my Kellogg's Breakfast. What I learned last year is these plants grow massive. So you want to plant your tomatoes a whole lot deeper than what you think you're going to need to. We're going to end up peeling off these bottom leaves. Maybe even this one, I haven't decided yet, because as you can hopefully see, there's little fine hairs that are up and down the stem. You want to bury those stems, or those little furry things, down deep in the hole, because anything that the dirt touches, or any part of the stem that the dirt touches, it's going to grow roots, and that's going to give you a deeper, stronger plant. We get a lot of high winds here, and they will completely blow over. So I am digging a pretty big hole. Like I said, much deeper than what you think that you would need to. What I like to do before I disturb the plant more than I think is I plop it down in the hole and see about how deep it is and see if I need to dig it any deeper. So I think this one is deep enough. So let's talk about some of the soil amendments that I put in. This is my own little recipe that I created last year. I took a little bit of information from a lot of different videos and just kind of played with it and tried. And that's what gardening is about. You don't know if it's going to be successful, and that's why you have backup plants. I'm not planting all of them today. So what I am going to do is I'm going to put a little sprinkle of Epsom salt. And when I say a little sprinkle, I'm thinking, I mean, it's going to be about a tablespoon. This bed is full of worms, but you can never go wrong with adding worm castings to your soil. In fact, when I was digging up the hole, like 3 little worms came out. So I do a whole handful. You really just can't go wrong with it. And then I think my secret weapon is Trifecta Plus. So Trifecta Plus is a 5-10-4. This is sold, I think, only by M.I. Gardner. So M.I. Gardner is Michigan Gardener. Fantastic product. A lot of YouTubers, Callie Kim, she uses Trifecta Plus. So because that's kind of how I started getting into gardening, was watching her YouTubes, I decided I was going to try it. I used it on everything last year and it was absolutely amazing. So this is something I don't really measure. I literally just take a little handful, about that much, sprinkle it into the bottom, and you want to mix it up. Maybe put a little bit more dirt in there and mix that up with it so it's not hitting all the roots and just like right in all of the... There's a wire. I don't know where I would have gotten a wire from, but there's a wire in my dirt. Very strange. Anyways, you don't want the roots sitting right on the fertilizer. I haven't heard that anywhere, but it doesn't seem like that would be a good idea. So what I am going to do is I'm going to first snap off these bottom leaves. It seems really, really drastic, but trust me, you really want to do this. And to do that, you're not peeling it down. You want to actually snap it to the left or to the right. And that way it comes off and it's clean. And so what to do, squeeze your cup or your pot, whatever you have in it. Don't just yank on it because you don't want to disturb the root system. What I like to do is just put my fingers over the top, dump it upside down, give it a little zhuzh. Look at all those roots. It's so rewarding to know that I planted this from a seed and it grew and it's going to keep on growing. So I think I'm going to go ahead and leave those leaves right there. I think I'm going to actually make this a little bit deeper. And put it really, really deep in the hole. Start backfilling in with your dirt. And press it down as you're going. You don't want it to be super, super firm, but you need to have no air pockets in there. And again, anywhere that the dirt is touching the stem and touching those little fine hairs, those are going to turn into roots. So I'm going to have a root system that is almost a foot long. So it'll make a really strong, strong plant for you. And that's it. It's super, super easy. What I also do is, what I learned last year is I leveled out the dirt. I wanted it just to be perfect. And what I learned doing that is that the water would actually, you know, flow in really weird directions. So this year I'm gonna do kind of like planting a tree. I'm gonna pack it all in and then I'm gonna make a little well around it to see if I can't help get the water to get down to that root system. Tomatoes really, really, really like a lot of water at the beginning. When it gets a little bit warmer, you wanna watch them and make sure you basically can stick your finger down into the soil. Take off my gloves, but you can put your finger down in the soil and see how moist it is. Or you can get one of the moisture meters. That's what I did last year, and I thought that that was very helpful. You don't want to over water your tomatoes. You don't want to overwater any of your vegetables, and that's something that a lot of new gardeners, even myself included, you can actually love your plants too much. You can give them too much fertilizer, you can give them too much water, and then you end up killing your plants. So we are going to plant the Kellogg's Breakfast, the Cherokee Purple again, and the Kellogg's. These are my favorites. So I am going to dig another hole, and then I'll show you how I plant this one and how far apart I'm going to be planting. Okay, we are on to our Kellogg's Breakfast. I have my hole dug pretty deep. I'm going to give a little sprinkle of the Epsom salt. Again, maybe about a tablespoon. A good handful of our worm castings. And you can get worm castings at Walmart. You can get them at garden centers. These aren't the worm castings that I typically use. Mine are on order. I usually buy mine from Vermistera, great company. I use their worm tea when I water once a week also. Trifecta Plus. Give it a little mix. There's so many worms. I'm so excited that my soil is so healthy that I have a bunch of worms. So again, I am snapping these. I'm not pulling them. If you pull them, you're gonna strip down some of the little fine hairs that wanna be roots or that will turn into roots. And you're also damaging that stem. When you have damaged plants, that is actually a recipe for disaster. Bugs can actually tell when a plant is sick or in distress. Look at those roots. So fun. So super, super deep in the hole. Backfill the dirt and really pack it down. Again, you don't want any air pockets. Everywhere those little fine hairs touch, those are going to be roots. It's going to be a really, really strong plant. So I try to get the soil up as much as I can. I was shoveling in soil this morning, so it's going to settle a little bit. So I'm kind of mounding it up in preparation for the soil to kind of come down a little bit. Quite frankly, I just got tired of shoveling dirt. I probably should have filled it up more, but I didn't. So again, I'm just going to pack it down, make a little bit of a well, just so that I can try this year to see if I can get more water with it not like running off to the side. Here's another worm and another one. We'll go to bury him. So I don't know if you can tell the difference. I have the Cherokee Purple that's planted right up front, and then I kind of have it staggered. I don't have them side by side. Last year I did side-by-side planting because I thought I needed to have perfect neat rows, and what I found is it really didn't give the tomato enough room to grow. They were really, really crowded. I had a little bit of an issue with blight, so I don't want that this year. So that's why I'm staggering them. So I hope you enjoyed this video on learning how to plant a tomato. I am going to continue on. I have 38 tomato plants, and I'm not going to plant all of them because I want to have a backup plan, but I got to get busy. If I get my gardening done, maybe I can get a motorcycle ride in. So have a wonderful day, and I am going to be doing several videos coming up because I have a lot of planting to do. I have a project that I am going to be working on maybe even today, so I'll do another video in regards to how to build an arch, because I have some runner beans that I want to do on an arch. I think it'll be beautiful. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy the sun. If it's not sunny where you're at, I'm very sorry. I sympathize with you. It's our first day of sun, so have a wonderful day.